Good morning, everyone. It is a stunning Saturday morning, and I'm just out taking the dogs for a snowshoe, our morning ritual, definitely in the winter months. And I just wanted to take a minute to share a couple things, because although it is a glorious morning here, it is not in other parts of the world, and that's the way it always is, but particularly right now, it's a really difficult time. And so I came to a spot that for me is one of the most, grounding places that I know. So behind me, you'll see this massive white pine. And then if I turn around, I've got two other massive white pines. And I call these the Three Sisters. And it is a really comforting place for me to be surrounded by things that are living, that have seen far more than I ever will, and will continue to do so, hopefully. And it is really just a good reminder to be thankful. Here's my friends. They realized I wasn't with them. To be thankful for all of the things that we have and that we may take for granted. And I started this YouTube channel in January, really for a number of different reasons. The first for me was to put myself out there, to feel the vulnerability, I guess to be okay with being judged, good or bad, but also to share things that I've learned and hopefully inspire other people to just try things. And I think it surprises a lot of people to know that in my mind, I don't think that there's a lot of things that I can do. But even just doing this, learning different things about food growing, food preservation, really just anything that I wanted to do, I've just said, give her a go. If it's a failure, big deal. So you've learned. But lately it's been challenging to keep going. And I think it's the time of year, even though this is my absolute favorite time of year, it can be difficult in, February, in this limbo where I know I'm going to lose this experience. So making sure that I get out here and really take advantage of this, these beautiful snowfalls and these -20 February mornings and these massive sunrises. And really remembering that there are a lot of people right now who don't get to experience things like this, and how lucky I am. I think it's a hopeful time. And so, we all know that spring is right around the corner. Maple syrup season is nearly upon us. And kind of whatever that means for you and where you are. And then I think the last thing that I've been thinking a lot about lately is connection with the natural world. And this idea of being outside and just sitting and thinking, listening to the sounds of the birds, watching the snowflakes fall. We don't do that enough anymore. And especially children don't do that enough anymore. And there's a really good book, if you haven't read it, if you're a parent or a guardian or someone who has the ability to influence young people. The book is called Last Child of the Woods, or In the Woods, by Richard Louv. And it is such an important read for anyone that has influence over young minds and young people, because we have to make it our priority to foster that curiosity and relationship when children are young. That's the reason why I still love being out here and I have this connection. But just being outside and letting children make mistakes and, fall and hurt themselves in a safe way, for sure, climb trees and just explore. I think it's so important to be able for them to understand that failure is okay. And actually failure is really important. And in the natural world, that is where they have to do it. They have to fail in feeling and in a spiritual sense. So they have that bravery to understand that they should try things. I know this sounds so deep, but it's just something I've been thinking about a lot lately, and I wanted to put it out there for other people on this beautiful February morning that, I'm feeling so absolutely grateful, but I have a very heavy heart. And so just embracing all of those feelings, the feelings that Tilly's having right now and the frustration of not having her Frisbee thrown. Look at this little thing. Look at her. Are you frustrated? Are you? Oh, I'm so grateful for these little monsters that, well, that was a poor throw, that spend time with me. I snowshoe past this giant every day in the winter time, and every time I walk by, I touch it and I quietly meander through my thoughts and what's shaken. And I think we do a really good job of protecting ourselves and others from feeling fearful or avoiding things that require bravery. And I think we have to try and push ourselves to do hard things or things that make us feel extremely uncomfortable. And it doesn't have to be anything big, because for every one of us, that means something different. For me, it means remembering that it's not going to kill me to put it out there, and just to see where it goes. And for you, that might mean something completely different, but we are very good at being judgmental, and you get better at not being judgmental when you are, like Brene Brown says, in the arena, and taking those risks and feeling that fear and that possibility of failure. And it took me a really long time to be comfortable with that. In fact, I'm still not really comfortable with it, but I do it knowing that it's not going to kill me. So I hope that if you're watching this and you're feeling like there is something that you really want to do, whatever it is, that you take that risk, if it's within reason or if it makes sense for you, and just try and just do it. I feel like a lot of people need to hear that often, including me, including people that you love and friends that are around you. And we get kind of pushed into this cookie cutter life where you work your 9 to 5 and you come home and you do the things that I call them my domestic duties. But that's a mold. So try and break out of the mold, or add some interest in your life. I feel like that is what a lot of us are missing. So if it's a hobby, or if there's always something that you wanted to learn to do, knitting, sewing, basket weaving, I don't know. That's one of the things I want to learn how to do, but just try it. YouTube is a wonderful thing. You can learn just about anything on there within reason. Just make sure you do your research, especially if it's it's risky. Just try it. And you will learn a lot, whether it's not successful or whether it is successful, you're going to learn. Give yourself that opportunity to be successful or to fail. Either way, it doesn't much matter, big or small. So I hope you all have a really awesome weekend, or wherever you're at, and you really pick one thing and try it. Do yourself a favor, and I hope it is all that you had ever hoped for. Have a good one.